everybody, welcome to today's English lesson. We're going to carry on with writing our story, but first we're going to do a little bit of a vocab blast. So we're going to do it slightly differently today. I have got 4 words that we have already learnt at the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to choose a word, we're going to act it out, we're going to say a definition, and then I'm going to also say it in a sentence, okay? So act it out first, give a definition, so explain what it means, and then I'm going to use it in a sentence. So here, I've got my 4 words along the bottom. I've got flee, glum, burst, and wobbly. I'm going to choose flee first. So I'll do the first one, then I want you to pause the video and have a go at doing the final 3 for me at home. So the word flee, if I was going to act it out, okay, and if I was going to define it, I would say that to flee somewhere is a verb, and it's when someone or a group of people are leaving a place because that is dangerous, okay? So leaving somewhere quickly because of danger. And if I was going to use it in a sentence, I might say the people were fleeing from the loud bang that they heard. Yes, because a loud bang is like danger. So the people were fleeing from the loud bang. So I've already used this word. I've got 3 more at the bottom. I want you to pause the video, have a little go at acting out and saying what these words mean, and then use them in a sentence, okay? Fabulous. So I'm going to go through them now just to make sure you've got them correct at home, and I hope you've done all 3 of the words and not just 1 or 2 of them. So the next one I'm going to use is glum. Let me try and act it out. Oh, I know. And the definition for glum is if somebody is feeling miserable, rather sad, or rather blue. And if I was going to use it in a sentence, I might say, Miss Reed is feeling glum because the weather is miserable outside. Okay, so I've done glum, I've done glee. My next word is burst. Okay, so here's my action for burst. Okay, and the definition for burst is when a substance is released or comes out of something else. If I was going to use it in a sentence, I would say the crisps burst out of their packet. And my last word that I have got here is wobbly. Oh, I've definitely got my action there for wobbly then. Okay, so wobbly is when an object is moving from side to side. And if I was going to use it in a sentence, I might say the child was sat on a wobbly chair. Okay, so I hope you had fun doing that little activity today. We're going to move on into our English lesson where we have started to write some stories about our own alien characters. And I know from speaking to lots of you at home that you and your parents have said that you love it when I share all the work that you've been doing at home on our YouTube videos. So I thought I would just put some more up for you to have a little look at. So I've put some story mountains up so you can see what some of your friends have written and planned for their story. And I've also got an example of a piece of writing that somebody has done as well. So lots of you have had some brilliant ideas for your stories. So some of you have said that your alien is going to go to Rother Valley Park and crash into the forest. I hope they don't crash into a tree. Lots of people, well, a couple of people I've seen have said that they're going to have their alien land on the beach at the sea, okay? And that they're going to make some friends, hopefully. And we've also got some other ones where they said they were going to land in deep water. So we've got lots of ideas about going and landing on a beach or in the sea. And here in the middle, I've got an example of a piece of writing that has been sent in. And it's a great opening. And it's saying that this alien, I've covered that up there so I can't see the bottom of it, I apologise. It says Rune had crashed into Rother Valley in the forest. She was alone and frightened. She saw lots of trees around her and she was lost in the forest. She heard lots of animal noises. She thought she heard her mum calling, and she climbed into a tree house. Oh, that is a good cliffhanger. I wonder what that person will write today. So now you've seen all your fabulous ideas that you've been writing at home, I'm going to familiarise myself with my story and my ideas so that I know what I'm writing today. So if you remember, in my story, my alien was called Flyke, and Flyke was going to crash into a leisure centre, into a swimming pool. And we said, didn't we, that my alien was going to talk to the lifeguards and to lots of objects, so the inflatables, can you remember, because we were using the word float, but then she got trapped in a locker, but she didn't know it was a locker. I wonder if you can remember what I put instead. My resolution, which is what I'm going to focus on today, is that the children are going to make friends with Flyke, and then at the end, she's going to go down a big slide and it will take her back home. So we've already started writing this part, okay? We've done this, and we're going to move on to doing this second part today. So here's what I wrote yesterday. I said, Flyke was worried. There was lots of noise. It hurt his ears. There were lots of things around him, and he was wet and cold. He tried to talk to the inflatables. Oh, what's Miss Reed missed there? But they floated away. He thought he heard his mum calling, and he crawled into a box. Okay, so we left our story on a bit of a cliffhanger, didn't we? And today we're going to write the next part. So I want to have a little think about who your character is going to speak to or make friends with in this next part of your story. So just like in Bigu made friends with the children in the park, but today your character needs to make friends with some different people or objects. So you might have said that your character crashed into the sea. Maybe they'll make friends with some living things in the sea. Maybe if your character crashed into a park, maybe they made friends with the children in the park or the animals. Have a think, if it's a supermarket, who might your alien make friends with? So just spend a couple of minutes pausing now. Who does your alien make friends with? Okay, so I know that my alien obviously crashed into a swimming pool, and they are going to make friends with the children. Okay, so a little bit similar to our Bigu stories, and this is the section that I am writing today. So I'm going to try and write some short sentences now to form my story. I'm going to get rid of that part, and I'm going to start gathering my ideas. So first of all, I need to describe who my alien has met. And if I remember from last time, the end of my last part, I said that that Flyke had been put in a box. But it wasn't really a box, it was a locker. So first of all, my alien needs to get out of that. Okay, so I need to describe who my alien has met. They're in the locker. I need to think about how they're going to get out. Maybe there was a loud bang. So there's a loud bang and the box opened. Yes, there was a loud bang, and the door opened. Oh my goodness, right, so now I need to say who the alien is going to meet. I might say that some children grabbed him. No, I can't say children because he doesn't know that they're children, does he? Because he's an alien. So maybe then I'll say some, how could I describe them? Little things, yes. So some little things grabbed him, great. Some little things, grabbed him. Can't spell him today. Some little things grabbed him. But here, look, I want to try and use my ing suffix that we've looked at this half term. So could we say some little things grabbed him and were chatting to describe what they were doing? Chatting. There we go. Then, where could they take him? Well, they're at the leisure centre, so they're probably going to take him back to the pool. But remember, my alien Flyke doesn't know that the pool is a swimming pool. So he would know that how else could we describe it? Wet stuff. Yes, wet stuff. So we could say they took him to the wet stuff. Yes. They took him to the wet stuff. They took him to the wet stuff. Can I use some adjectives to describe it? It was cold and with that adjective to describe it. What about, I don't know if you've noticed, but when you go to swimming pools, there's a really strong smell. And there's a chemical in the water called chlorine, and that's to keep the water clean. So maybe we could say it was cold and smelly. Yeah, it's cold and smelly. And then he needs to be going up the slides, doesn't he? So Flyke went up the slide and... Do you know it's a slide? No, he'd know it's a tube. So Flyke went up a tube and what's that word that means that you're travelling really quick? Zoomed. Yeah, so Flyke went up the tube and zoomed down. There we go. So Flyke went up the tube, tube. Remember that split diagraph we had last week? Let's use it. Tube and zoomed, zoomed down. Brilliant. Then though, at the end of this section, I want to get to another cliffhanger where I'm saying that Flyke gets to the point where he almost finds out how he's going to get home. And I put on my plan that Flyke was going to go home down a giant slide. So I think I'm going to say that Flyke climbed up some steps or crawled up the steps, or Flyke went up the tube, he saw a big tube and crawled up the ladder. Yes, or crawled up the steps. I think I'm going to say ladder. He saw a big tube and crawled up the ladder. Yes, right, okay, that's my last sentence. He saw a big, can we think of another word for big? Enormous, huge, gigantic. Yeah, I'm going to say enormous, tube and crawled, crawled, crawled up the ladder. Okay, right. So, shall we check it? Let's see how we've done. So I'm going to get my green pen out and let's hope I've not made any mistakes. Are you ready to check with me? There was a loud bang and the door opened. Some little things grabbed him and were chatting. Oh, I've got my ing suffix. But something's wrong with here. What should that be? Capital S, start of a sentence. They took him to the wet stuff. It was cold and smelly. Flyke went up the tube and zoomed down. He saw, for the full stop there, he saw an enormous tube and crawled up the ladder. Full stop at the end. Great. So I've written the middle part to my story and I'm going to stop there because I want you to make sure you've got enough time at home to write the middle part of your story today as well. Okay, so we're not doing the ending and we're not saying how your alien has managed to get home yet. We're just doing that middle part where your alien starts to talk to different characters and almost gets to the point where they go home. Okay, a bit of another cliffhanger. Have a go at writing this down. See if you can use some adjectives to describe. And once you've written it, just like I've done, go back through, read it, check all the words are there, that it all makes sense, and make sure the capital letters and full stops are there too. Okay? Tomorrow is our last writing session. So make sure your brains get lots of sleep tonight, ready to have a go tomorrow. See you later for phonics. Bye.